This will make you cry hard. God says, a shocking deal is made behind your back. 30 minutes left and you're the target. Open it quickly. God says, prepare your heart because what you're about to discover will shake your spirit to its core. Something has been brewing silently, behind closed doors, far from your knowledge. A deal has been made, and your name is being whispered in circles you never gave permission to. Your presence has been placed on a paper you never signed. Conversations were held about your destiny without your voice in the room. The most painful betrayal is not always by enemies, but those who wore smiles while plotting destruction in your shadow. You felt it, didn't you? The strange energy lay there. The odd silence. A shift in someone's tone when your name was mentioned. Someone you trust has shaken hands with the wrong spirit. They agreed to something that endangers your peace, your future, and your very safety. They think they've covered it well, but the divine light always reveals what the darkness tries to hide. You were never meant to see this, but heaven has intercepted the moment. There's a 30-minute window before this secret becomes public or the harm escalates. That ticking clock isn't just suspense, it's real-time divine intervention. A message was sent from your phone. A response was sent back, but you never knew of it. Because it wasn't your hands that typed the agreement, it was someone pretending to act in your favor. Someone is playing with your identity, and they've signed something dangerous using your name. The deal looks harmless from the outside, but the price is your safety. It's not just a betrayal, it's an ambush. Type Amen to get blessing 333. A man has approached someone close to you with an offer. It was coated in sweetness, dripping with fake opportunity, but it carried poison underneath. That person, blinded by desire or desperation, said yes. They took what was yours and handed it to someone else without even asking. Land, trust, name, even access. All of it is now at the center of a legal document that's being delivered. The plan is to trap you legally and emotionally at the same time. To leave you helpless and silenced. To force you into a corner where your only option is surrender. But God saw it before they even thought it. Heaven is already 2 steps ahead. That's why this message reached you right now, because if you delay, they win. You must not remain silent. There are whispers being exchanged tonight about your next move, your money, your future. But you have a choice that can shut it all down before it's sealed. Someone was smiling at your blessings but secretly writing your downfall in ink. This message is your confirmation what you've been feeling is true. Their intentions are not pure. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Behind a dark curtain, a man and a woman held a conversation last night. It was quiet, away from eyes, but full of manipulation. The woman said your name first, and the man nodded as he picked up the pen. He said, "If we go forward, this will hurt them badly." She responded, "Good. That's what I want." Their hatred masked in business language, but the motive was deeply personal. They planned to remove you from something valuable: land, ownership, inheritance, or access to a fund. It's all done under a false story they've constructed, and it will look legal if not exposed quickly. They are using someone else's address and pretending to be you in parts of it. There is a photograph of you being used. An old one. Attached to a photo to a lie. They are hoping that when it's submitted, no one questions it. But heaven questions it now. This divine message is your awakening moment. Time is slipping, only 30 minutes left to turn this around before it lands in the wrong judge's hands. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The one helping them is not far. It's a person you spoke to recently. They laughed with you, even offered you advice while covering up their role in the betrayal. A digital signature was forged. A phone call was made from a number that belongs to you, but the voice wasn't yours. That call has now become proof in a file against you. They think they are clever. They think you won't notice until it's done. But God does not sleep, and God does not stay silent when His child is in danger. You have been patient, forgiving, and trusting. But now is the time for spiritual war, not with weapons but with truth, awareness, and action. Your heart has been too soft with someone who counted on your silence. They tested you before and got away with it. This time, they went too far. This deal is not only illegal, it's demonic. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The person orchestrating this has a connection with someone from your past. That connection was reactivated just to bring you down. The man and the woman used to be enemies but joined forces because of a shared hatred for your success. This betrayal didn't begin yesterday, it's been building quietly. It started the moment they saw you rise above what they predicted for you. They couldn't stand your freedom, so they plotted a spiritual trap. They've been calling your name not to bless you but to curse you. In rooms where your face is on a screen. In chat messages saved as evidence that were never written by you. God says, they've planned a web of lies to wrap around your feet, but you will not fall into it. Heaven is shifting things fast. But you must be awake. Only 30 minutes. After that, it'll be too late to reverse this deal. If you stay still, they win. But if you act now, you'll cut the snake off at the head. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Your digital trail is being watched. Someone has been keeping notes on your recent moves. Your travel, your spending, even your conversations. But they made a mistake. They underestimated how alert your spirit is. You've been feeling unease for a reason. The documents are in a brown envelope. They're in a courier bag already moving. Your address is on it, but your name is written with dishonor. If it reaches the desk of the person they're aiming for, your life changes overnight. Not in a good way, but in a way that threatens your voice, your security, and your ownership. But you can break this. This is your divine moment of reversal. This is why you are reading this now and not later. Type Amen to get blessing 999. God says, they won't get away with it if you awaken now. The trap they set for you will become their downfall. The hand that signed against you will tremble when exposed. Your enemies think they've won. But victory belongs to the vigilant. You are not alone, you are protected. Someone tried to buy a house using your name. They even printed fake utility bills to prove you live somewhere you don't. They plan to use this as leverage in court. But heaven's eyes have already traced every forged step. This deal will burn in the fire of divine justice. But you must not be silent. Your silence could empower their lies. Type Amen to get blessing 888. A legal messenger hath been paid to deliver a message to someone on your behalf. But you never wrote it. The words inside are poison pretending to be peace. The moment that message is read, it changes someone's view of you. A door could be shut. A contract cancelled. A love separated. You have been framed with softness. Your good heart has been used as a tool to deceive others. But God is exposing them, every single one involved. From the one who forged, to the one who financed, to the one who delivered. All of them will fall under the same judgment. But you must be the one to receive this revelation and move. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There's a voice recording of you that's been edited. It's circulating among 3 people. They plan to release it as proof of wrongdoing, but it's been tampered with. What they don't know is that God will reverse the exposure onto them. The one who edited it will have their own voice played against them in a courtroom of truth. Your enemy is panicking now, because the spiritual alarms are ringing. They didn't expect divine light to shine this fast. They said, "We have everything under control." But heaven just said, "Not anymore." Type Amen to get blessing 444. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. God says, the hourglass has turned. There's barely a handful of grains left. Time is pressing down on your name, and the ones who cursed you are watching from a distance, hoping you stay blind. They want you to ignore this warning. They want you to delay just a few more minutes, because that delay is their window to strike. What they planned is deeper than a signature, it's a ritual. The words they used, the photos they printed, and the places they visited to speak ill of you all carry spiritual weight. This is not just a betrayal, it's a coordinated takedown of your blessings. They believed no one would inform you in time. They laughed when they saw you smile, thinking you were walking blind into destruction. But the divine realm is faster than their wickedness. This is your rescue moment. Not just to escape harm, but to reverse the curse. To reclaim what is yours before it's labeled as theirs. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You've been too loyal to someone who deserves no loyalty. Someone who knows your fears, your habits, your silence, and used all of that to write you out of your own story. A meeting was held today, just hours ago. Your name was brought up like a product, discussed like a file, not a living, breathing human with feelings. And the most heart-wrenching part, one of them said, "Don't worry, they'll never find out. I trust me too much." That line alone is enough to shake a soul. But they forgot who walks with you. They forgot the presence around you. Divine fire is now falling on the paper they signed. The woman who smiled in your face has hidden your details inside a file marked priority. She's waiting for a confirmation reply that will change your life instantly. She's holding her phone now, waiting for the green signal. But what she doesn't know is her actions have already activated divine justice. She will face the consequences of misusing your trust. Type Amen to get blessing 747. You are not helpless. You are not exposed. But you must not remain passive. This message is not a story. It is a shield, one that came to cover you before the arrow lands. That arrow is loaded with lies, forged names, and manipulated audio clips. If you stay awake, alert, and aware, they will have to return the blessings they tried to steal. What they tried to block will now arrive with multiplied force. Their strategy was to delay your blessing by drowning it in false legal matters. But heaven's court is opening now, and your name is being rewritten in gold. A person close to you knew about the betrayal for weeks, but chose not to tell you. They were afraid of becoming a target too. But their silence made them an accomplice. You are being called to be bold, not bitter. To stand, not sulk. To reclaim what's yours not just in this life, but spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Type Amen to get blessing 121. A car was seen outside your house. It circled twice and paused. A man inside made a phone call. He mentioned your name, then drove off. That man was confirming that everything is ready. The bag, the letter, the document, and the delivery. It's all moving fast. Your name is attached to something that can damage your reputation. If sent to the wrong inbox, the lie will spread before the truth ever has a chance to speak. That is their goal. But heaven's firewall is stronger than their network. God has begun scrambling their devices. Someone's screen will black out before they send the final email. The courtroom they plan to win in. It will reject their file. The person they wanted to convince. They'll have a sudden change of heart. You are not just a child of light, you are a divine weapon formed against deception. Type Amen to get blessing 232. There's an account being accessed using your details. The IP address shows a location you've never been to. That account is being linked to purchases, messages, and activities you never made. They are trying to build a case against you for something they did. This is not a misunderstanding. This is war. But their steps are already being traced. Heaven has marked their devices. Every call they made in secret will echo loudly soon. Here's a message someone sent using your number to cancel something important. That cancellation was meant to delay a breakthrough. But the system is now flagging it as suspicious. Your fingerprints were used digitally. A scanned copy of your ID has been found in a place you never submitted it. Someone is creating a fake version of your existence. But the original can never be defeated by a copy. God is stripping the disguise right now. Type Amen to get blessing 626. A strange man recently contacted someone from your workplace or business connection. He asked questions, pretending to be from a legal department. But the truth is he was collecting info to strengthen a false file against you. They are using legal loopholes. Old emails. Deleted messages that they've edited. All part of a plan to make you look guilty of something you've never done. But light reveals darkness. The moment this message reached you, a signal went out. The plan began to collapse. The next 30 minutes are crucial. After that, someone will try to finalize a process that cannot be undone. You still have time, but you must act with knowledge, prayer, and awareness. Your enemy's greatest weapon is your silence. But that silence is being shattered right now by divine truth. Type Amen to get blessing 919. The one who smiled with you at dinner knew all along. They knew what was happening behind your back but chose comfort over courage. But what they hid will now be exposed. They received a payment, a transaction that changed their loyalty. They were offered a chance to betray you, and they took it. Now they walk around pretending everything is normal. But inside, they know the guilt is growing. And soon, the confrontation is coming. This message is preparing you. Because not only is the deal being reversed, but those involved will soon be exposed by name, face, and footprint. They will confess. Not because they want to, but because divine pressure will make them. They will have dreams that won't let them sleep. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They underestimated the power of heaven's timing. They didn't expect you to open this message. But you did. And now, their countdown has begun. They only have 30 minutes left to pretend. But you have eternity's backing to fight back. This isn't just a plot, it's a test. A test of your awareness, your strength, and your ability to stand in spiritual fire without burning. You passed the test by reading this far. You've proven you're not asleep. You've proven you still have fire left in you. Now is the time to pray, protect, and prepare. Because the next move is not theirs, it's yours. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. You are covered. You are rising. And they cannot stop what heaven has started. They thought the story was finished when they shut that door behind your back. But God says, the pen is still in His hand, and the final chapter belongs to you, not them. They may have written you out of their version of the script, but heaven has just begun to spotlight your role in the victory to come. The woman who joined hands in this deal wore your perfume once. She knew your patterns, your timing, your trust. She used that familiarity as her weapon, and that is what makes this betrayal so sharp it cuts deeper than any blade. She told the others, they won't suspect me. They always let me in. And they believed her because until now, you never saw through her mask. But the time has come for revelation, and her real face is about to be revealed before many. There's a printout of your bank statement she should not have. She showed it to someone today as proof of something false. But her fingerprints are now spiritually stamped all over it, and divine fire will locate her quickly. Type Amen to get blessing 212. Your spiritual team in the heavens has gone into full protection mode. Angelic forces are surrounding the places where your name is spoken. Every demonic whisper is now being intercepted by divine thunder. That paper they tried to submit in silence, it will catch fire before it ever reaches the desk. That photo they tried to use, it will be flagged as fraud. Because nothing can move forward when God Himself says, no more. And that's exactly what He's saying now. The enemy has hit the final wall. Someone tried to impersonate you in a voice call. They rehearsed your tone, repeated your phrases. But when they spoke, their voice trembled because they were not aligned with the truth. The person on the other end of the call sensed something was off. They heard your name, but not your energy. And they've now begun to investigate deeper. Type Amen to get blessing 505. God says, what they meant for your delay will become your acceleration. The attack against your name is going to push you into favor with someone powerful who sees through deception. Their plan was to isolate you, to block your doors, confuse your mind, and steal your access. But instead, this exposure will clean your surroundings and upgrade your destiny. You are being elevated because of this pain. Even your enemies will regret targeting you when they see how powerfully God responds. The man behind this deal is connected to an old rivalry in your bloodline. His family once opposed someone from yours. You see, deeper than money, this is ancestral resistance or servicing. But you are the chain breaker. You are the pattern ender. You are the first in your line to stand upright in both fire and light. Type amen to get blessing 414. There's a woman you met recently who asked too many questions. At first you thought she was curious. Now you realize she was collecting data. She passed that data to someone else, and that person used it to build a case against your divine timing. She never meant to support you, she was planted to watch you. God says she will be removed swiftly. Her name will fall out of your life like a leaf from a dying tree, and you will breathe easier the moment she's gone. A mysterious black file is being passed from hand to hand. Inside it, your face, your information. A timeline twisted to serve a lie. But God has already dispatched confusion into their camp. No matter how they try to finish the deal, they won't be able to agree. Every time they align, heaven will scatter them again. Type amen to get blessing 353. A few hours from now, someone will message you unexpectedly. They will pretend it's nothing serious, but their tone will be nervous. That's your sign they know what's going on and are hiding their role. Don't take their words lightly. This person is standing on both sides of the fence. 1 foot with you, and 1 foot with those who plan to harm you. God is pulling back the curtain on all of them now. No more shadows. No more secrets. No more spiritual fog. You will not walk into a trap, they will. You will not be exposed, they will. You will not be humiliated, heaven will cover you with glory in public. Even the legal authority they were trying to bribe will not be able to go through with it. Something will stop them midway. It may look like delay, but it's divine protection. Type amen to get blessing 717 right now. A document is waiting for one last signature. That person is hesitating because their conscience is suddenly burning. They can feel the weight of your spirit pressing against their lies. They will not sleep well tonight. Their dreams will be filled with visions of fire, of falling, of exposure. God will visit them in the night and make them choke on their guilt. A letter that once said approved will now be changed to invalid. A decision that once seemed final will now be overturned. Because what was made without your consent has no spiritual right to stand. And heaven is crashing down the house of lies they've built. You were never supposed to find out. But God made sure you did. You were never meant to see their face fall, but you will. Type amen to get blessing 383. The countdown is real. Minutes are fading. But your breakthrough is rising like the sun after a storm. You will hear apology from mouths that once cursed you. You will see heads bowed that once stood proud above your pain. God is moving now, not just to protect you, but to promote you. A higher door is about to open, one that your enemies can never close. They thought they could delay your inheritance. But what they didn't know is your name is engraved in eternal gold. They cannot erase what heaven has stamped. Your face will be shown in rooms you haven't entered yet. But this time, not as a victim but as a victor. Not as the accused but as the anointed. Type Amen to get blessing 606. Heaven is now releasing an angel to stand beside you, to remind you that even when you were unaware, divine eyes were watching over every move. The person who took your file will now be under investigation. Someone they trust will betray them, just like they betrayed you. This is full circle justice. And it's happening not years from now but in these very hours. You were born for this moment. Not to cry endlessly, but to rise confidently. Your tears are transforming into thunder and your name will shake the ground they walked on. Remember this. What they tried to finalize, God is now canceling. What they tried to fake, God is now revealing. And what they tried to steal, God is now restoring back with interest. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. You are protected. You are powerful. You are seen. Let no lie stand when truth lives in you. God says, this is not a coincidence. The very minute they tried to seal the trap, this message reached you like a roaring wind. Heaven has broken through the interference they sent to distract you. The laptop they used to send forged files will crash before they hit send. The server holding your fake documents will face technical errors. Divine systems are jamming the corrupt channels they thought were secure. Your lawyer will hesitate. A woman giving instructions will grow frustrated. A man hiding in silence will begin to shake. You are being pulled out of the snare in real time. This very moment is divine interruption. They won't know what stopped them, but you will. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. You were calm while storms were stirred in secret. You kept your peace while people plotted how to take it. But heaven was watching who deserved mercy and who deserved fire. A messenger was supposed to knock on your door with a folder containing false claims. But a delay in their journey is not random, it's a divine block. Something they planned to deliver is now lost in transit. That paper will never reach your hands. That accusation will never stain your name. That document will never speak louder than the favor on your life. Your smiles will soon turn into fear. Because what they counted on staying hidden is already surfacing in unexpected places. God says, even their shadows can no longer hide them. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. There's a recording one they kept hidden. It contains your name and laughter, but was twisted to sound incriminating. They edited it, clipped it, and prepared to submit it. But now, the real version has leaked to someone else. A higher force is exposing their deception. What was meant to ruin you will now defend you. A man in uniform will soon review their files and feel something is off. He will pause. He will ask questions. And the truth will begin to break open like a thunderclap. The moment that happens, your name will rise like a banner, pure and untouchable. The very hands that held the trap will now be forced to clean the mess. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. A conversation you never heard had been recorded in heaven. A woman spoke about your downfall as if it were a done deal. She laughed, called you naive, said you'd never see it coming. But now her own circle is turning against her. One of them, someone she trusted, is having a change of heart. They've seen too much. They're uncomfortable now. They're about to leak the plan. A message will be forwarded. A folder will be misplaced. A truth will escape and land in your favor. You won't have to fight for this exposure. Divine forces are handling it. Your silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. Your patience wasn't ignorance. It was wisdom wrapped in stillness. Type Amen to get blessing 4343. The woman who signed your name fraudulently is being watched now, spiritually and physically. What ye thought would go unnoticed is now being traced. The signatures won't match. The timestamps won't align. The intent behind the paper will be questioned, and the truth will scream louder than their lies ever could. God says, you will not be robbed. You will not be erased. You will not be silenced. Someone who saw the plot forming and stayed quiet will now come forward. Not out of kindness, but out of fear. They sense the shift. They know this deal has become a ticking bomb. Their confession will be your confirmation, and their fear will be your evidence. Type Amen to get blessing 5454. This is more than a betrayal. It is a setup built on jealousy. They hated your resilience. They couldn't stand your quiet strength. So they tried to break it legally, emotionally, and spiritually. They failed. You have a shield now stronger than steel, brighter than fire. The angels sent to guard your name are not just watching, they are acting. Every fake message, every paid favor, every dark room that whispered against you now has divine light pouring into it. A sudden phone call will come. You will sense the tone shift. It will confirm what your spirit already knew. They were aiming at you, but their arrows are returning to sender. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Your enemies wanted your silence. They wanted you to crumble. They waited for you to beg. But you're not begging, you're breaking free. They'll see you rise higher because of their trap. They'll hear your name in rooms they thought they locked you out of. The ones who doubted you will regret not standing beside you. Because you were never the one in danger, they were. The moment they move against you. God says this deal they made without you will now break them apart. The signatures will turn into stains. The evidence will turn into chains. The plans will turn into dust. And your name will be celebrated, honored, and vindicated. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. The next few hours will be strange. Don't ignore your dreams. Don't overlook small details. Every whisper is a message. Every delay is protection. Every shiver is a warning. Someone is trying to apologize too late. But you will know this is not reconciliation. It's fear. They sense the divine wind moving, and they want to shield themselves from the consequence. But it's too late for them. And it's right on time for you. Everything stolen is returning. Every lie told is crumbling. Every mouth that mocked you will now go silent. You passed the test. You received the warning. You obeyed the call. And now watch the reversal begin. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. This is the final moment of mercy before judgment. This is the last minute before the papers burn in heaven's fire. You are chosen. You are protected. You are victorious. God says, what they thought would be your downfall is turning into your greatest testimony. You are walking through the fire they set for you, but you are not burning, you are glowing. Their final weapon was paperwork, deception, manipulation, and betrayal, but your final weapon is divine truth that breaks every seal they created in secrecy. In a hotel room where a meeting took place, a recording device was left on accidentally. That device captured every word, every plan to frame you, every detail spoken casually like you were nothing. That audio is now heaven's evidence. They thought they were wise. They thought they had sealed every crack. But the moment they said your name with wickedness in their heart, they opened a portal to their own downfall. That portal is now flooding with justice. And that justice will strike like thunder in their home, their pockets, their peace. This deal is already falling apart as you read this. The angels assigned to your name are not just watching, they are ripping pages from their contracts. Type amen to get blessing 6666. There's a woman who was promised money if she submitted the file by tonight. She was told, as long as you get it signed, you'll be paid by morning. But heaven has other plans. Her hands are trembling now. Her pen is dry. Her printer is jammed. Her energy is low. She doesn't know why, but you do, because the force that surrounds you is shutting her down. Her motives were masked in business. Her face was wrapped in kindness. But God sees the truth behind her eyes. She will try to deny her part. She will play innocent. But her name is already written in the Spirit's book of exposure. One by one, each person who touched the false deal will be revealed. Type amen to get blessing 5656. The courthouse has a gate. That gate has a time. They were planning to arrive before closing, with papers that should never exist. But just before they step through the gate, someone will intercept them. A phone will ring. A name will be mentioned. A whisper from a guilty conscience will cause the whole moment to unravel. The person in charge will say, "This doesn't look right." They'll begin to dig deeper. And when they do, they'll find layer upon layer of deception. Your name was used. Your photo was submitted. Your identity was borrowed, but now the reversal is striking like lightning. The ones who thought they were untouchable are now marked. The ones who mocked your stillness are now surrounded by divine movement. Type amen to get blessing 8787. Someone made a payment using a fake account tied to your phone number. They used it to book a service that's now connected to a legal situation. I expected the blame to fall on you. But the moment the provider tries to call the number, it won't ring. Because your number has been protected. What they forged no longer leads back to you. Heaven has redirected their plot to a wall. That wall will not move. That wall will not crumble. That wall will reveal who is truly responsible. The signature they printed out will now look suspicious. The address they listed will raise red flags. The video they edited will be questioned by someone with real authority. They did everything to cover their tracks, but they forgot one thing: they can't hide from God. Type amen to get blessing 9999. An innocent-looking email was sent from your contact list. It looked like it came from you. But when heaven traced the code behind the sender, It was exposed as forged. This email was forwarded to an investor, a family member, or a legal firm. It was meant to cancel something or release something you never agreed to. But even now, as they wait for a response, they feel resistance. Because God has frozen their plan mid-air. That file they thought was flying smoothly through the internet is now stuck. Heaven has disconnected the strings. You'll receive a call soon, asking, "Did you really send this?" That moment is your proof. That moment is when heaven's hand opens the floodgate of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 101,010. God says, the hidden is being dragged into the open. The private group chat. The midnight calls. The secret print orders. The late night scanning of your old documents. They thought no one knew. But now you know. You are the storm they weren't prepared for. You are the voice they hoped would stay silent. You are the prophecy they couldn't cancel. Their time is up. Someone in their circle has begun to fear divine retaliation. They are losing sleep. They are asking, what if they find out what I did? That fear is just the beginning. Their peace is cracking. Your silence is heavy. Your deal is dissolving. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. The bag they packed with your files is no longer protected. It will fall. It will open. It will scatter. And when it does, someone unrelated to the plot will pick up a paper that doesn't belong to them. And they will read. And they will question. And they will report. That moment was never planned by man, it was orchestrated by heaven. You don't need revenge. You don't need anger. You just need this moment, and it's already here. The legal deal that carried your name will be tossed out. The person who submitted it will be banned. And the doors they tried to close on you will open wider than before. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. This is divine interruption. This is spiritual justice. This is protection you didn't even know you needed. They wanted to ruin you in 30 minutes. But in 30 minutes, they will lose their grip. Their names will be whispered in judgment circles. Their faces will grow pale with confusion. And you will stand, cleansed, crowned, and confirmed. God says, the target they painted on your back has now flipped. The arrow has turned. The deal has died. The names have changed. The light has shifted. This is your time. This is your hour. This is your moment of deliverance. Type Amen to get blessing 999,999. The final word. They can't erase what God has written. They can't block what heaven is blessing. They can't own what was never theirs. This deal is over. You are free. God says, the final breath of their wicked plan is suffocating. The more they try to hold it together, the faster it begins to fall apart. Their hands are trembling now, not from guilt, but from divine fear pressing down on them. They had everything laid out: the forged documents, the manipulated screenshots, the fake approval letters, but they didn't prepare for this moment. This divine interception, this holy confrontation, this spiritual reversal. One of them, the one who led the plan, is now receiving signs. Phones not working. Messages not sending. Printers jamming. files corrupting. These are not coincidences. This is God's justice system launching its attack. They are panicking in silence. They won't admit it yet, but the cracks are showing. You will hear about it soon. They are trying to reach out to one another, but confusion has entered their circle like smoke in a locked room. Type Amen to get blessing 444,444. You're not even in the room with them, and yet your spirit is shaking their foundation. You're not holding a weapon, yet their hearts are filled with fear. As the power of divine fire walking before you. Someone is about to leak the location where the papers were signed. A witness will come forward and say, "I saw it. I was there." Not out of mercy, but because their own name is now at risk of being attached. The protection you are walking in now is beyond understanding. You are shielded. You are hidden. You are covered in a layer of spiritual armor that no weapon, no lie, no contract can penetrate. The man who received payment to finalize the deal will not go through with it. His conscience is bleeding. His hands will shake too much to sign. He will delay the process just long enough for truth to catch up. Type Amen to get blessing 121,212. A letter addressed to a powerful figure, with your name mentioned as the one to remove, is no longer where they left it. It's missing. Vanished from the file. Heaven has hidden it. That letter was key to their success, but now it's gone. It will never reach its destination. And even if they try to write it, the new one will carry traces of their guilt. You are being vindicated in rooms you never even walked into. Decisions are being made in your favor behind closed doors. People are now suspicious not of you but of the ones who were too desperate to take what was never theirs. The energy is shifting fast. What once felt like an ambush now feels like redemption. You're not running from anything anymore, you're watching it collapse. Type Amen to get blessing 161,616. They underestimated the God inside you. They thought your silence was weakness. But what they never knew was that silence is the loudest voice in the courts of heaven. Now their names are being whispered in shame-filled tones. Their documents are being pulled for review. Their intentions are being scrutinized by authorities they cannot bribe or control. There's a message that will reach you soon, one that confirms everything this divine word has said. When it comes, don't be shocked. Just know it was already seen, already handled, already reversed. Someone who once betrayed you will now try to cling to your side. Not because they change, but because they fear being exposed alone. But you won't be fooled again. God is placing a wall between you and every person who once pretended to be loyal but drank from the cup of your enemies. Type Amen to get blessing 373,737. This very moment, papers are being reviewed. A name is being checked twice. A face is being reevaluated. That's not happening by mistake, it's happening by divine push. God is forcing the officials to look deeper. God is interrupting the flow. God is revealing every lie embedded into their files. They were inches away from completing it. A stamp was ready. An email was composed. A date was set. But now, all of it is paused. Nothing is going forward. Your enemies will call it bad luck, but heaven calls it divine interruption. Type Amen to get blessing 474,747. Someone's job is about to be taken. Not because you wished it, but because they used the job to plot evil. They accessed information they should never have touched. They had options, but they chose betrayal. They had peace, but they chose poison. And now, the consequences will arrive, and your name will not be anywhere near their fall. God says, I'm not only saving you, I'm making a public display of how I protect my children. Everyone who laughed at your delay is about to see you walk in undeniable favor. The money they tried to take, returning. A name they tried to erase, rising. A peace they tried to disturb, tripling. This is your prophetic justice hour. Type Amen to get blessing 585,858. You will receive an invitation soon. One that brings you back into a place they tried to remove you from. It will feel like redemption, but it's more than that, it's divine honor. Because your name carries weight. Because your presence has power. Because your destiny is not in the hands of liars or legal tricks. Your silence is screaming. Their confidence is crumbling. Their lies are now chasing them like shadows. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to defend yourself. God is defending you right now. Type Amen to get blessing 696,969. The one who lied on your name will soon lie on themselves trying to cover the file. But it's too late. The truth has already reached the ears of someone in authority. A reversal order is coming. A shutdown is near. What was designed to move in 30 minutes is already motionless in divine time. You are not the same person they planned against. You've grown. You've seen. You've awakened. They tried to play God, but now they're facing God himself. Type Amen to bit blessing 777,777. You are delivered. You are walking out of this unscathed. You are entering a season where every tongue that spoke evil of you will now speak praise without understanding why. The hand of God is heavy on this situation. And you, chosen one, are now free from the curse they designed in silence. The deal is broken. The clock has expired. You are victorious. You are untouchable. You are rising. God says, it is done. What they built with lies is now crashing with truth. What they whispered in secret has turned into thunder shouting their shame across rooms they once ruled. The deal they made behind your back has turned into a curse over their heads. The signatures they forged are now burning in the presence of holy fire. The clock has not just run out, it has exploded with divine judgment. They thought they had time. They thought they were ahead. But time bowed to the authority of heaven, and now every step they took against you is being undone second by second. A sacred silence is falling across the rooms where your name was used falsely. It is not peace, it is the hush before divine justice strikes loud. Type Amen to get blessing 888,888. A voice is shaking inside one of your enemies. They're walking back and forth in their room right now. They're sweating, nervous, scared. Not because you spoke, but because heaven spoke. They feel the walls closing in. The documents aren't opening. Your plans are freezing. Their allies are backing away. They are alone now with the weight of what they've done. The man who orchestrated the plan will try to flee from responsibility. He will claim he was misled. He will try to disappear from the paperwork. But heaven has screenshots in the spiritual realm, and God will make sure his name appears in every record that matters when judgment rolls in. The woman who submitted the file will be questioned. Her answers will filter. Her lies will collapse one after another. Type amen to get blessing 909,090. This is the moment your name is spiritually restored. It was dragged through unjust shadows, but now it is glowing with divine approval. Everyone who heard a lie about you will now hear the truth, louder, stronger, undeniable. A judge will read a name and pause. Something in their spirit will resist approving what they were told to approve. They will delay it, and in the delay, the trap will fall apart. Someone will forward you an email soon. That email will contain words that confirm this entire message. You'll read it and know this was not a warning, it was a rescue mission. This wasn't just a close call. This was God stopping a spiritual bullet before it hit you. Type amen to get blessing 919,191. Now that the deal is destroyed, those who were involved are going to scatter. Their unity will break. The person who helped file it will blame the one who financed it. The one who financed it will accuse the one who carried the document. They will turn on each other like wolves in a corner. They had peace in their evil, but now there will be war among themselves. You, however, will have rest. You'll sleep deeper tonight. You'll walk lighter tomorrow. You'll speak with power again. Because what they tried to cancel was your identity. But God says, your name is permanent in heaven. Their temporary paperwork cannot erase what eternity sealed. Type amen to get blessing 636,363. The bank account they tried to access hath been frozen. They thought they tricked the system, but heaven rewired it in the final seconds. Now the alert has gone off. Authorities will begin asking questions soon. They forged your presence. They pretended you were aware. But now the evidence they created will turn into the evidence that convicts them. They will try to erase their messages. They will delete calls. They will wipe computers. But heaven already backed up everything. And when the time is right, the backup will be shown to the right eyes. The final signature on the deal was stopped. The paper that was supposed to be submitted never left the building. That is your confirmation that the trap has been broken. Type amen to get blessing 484,848. You are not just surviving this, you are rising above it. They laughed while they plotted. Now they tremble as it all unravels. They whispered, "It's done." But heaven thundered back, "It's canceled." The favor coming to you next will not just restore you, it will elevate you beyond where you were before the attack. Because the reward for surviving this ambush is promotion. The blessing they tried to stop is now doubled. Your spiritual name has now been announced in rooms of power. Type amen to get blessing 111,111. God says, you've been faithful. You stayed still when they danced in deception. You held peace when you could have screamed. You trusted me. And now, I will show the world that I always defend my own. The man they trusted to deliver the documents has backed out. He won't risk his career for their lie. He's already drafting a statement that will shake everything. One of the files will soon disappear from their system. A key detail will vanish. And without it, the entire plan will be invalid. They will be called in to explain themselves. They will try to speak, but no words will form. That's what happens when God locks a liar's mouth. Type amen to get blessing 787,878. You don't need to reply to them. You don't need to fight them. Your silence will be the loudest roar of justice. Your peace will torment them. Your joy will haunt them. Your rise will destroy them. Because you made it. You survived the spiritual assassination attempt. And now, not only are you free, but your territory is expanding. They tried to take something, but God is giving you more. More clarity, more strength, more power, more visibility. Your name will be honored where they once tried to bury it. Type amen to get blessing 575,757. The deal of it. A lie. Exposed. A paper. Or a plot. Broken. The enemy. Scatter. You. Unshakable. Chosen. Restored. Rising. Let every trap fail. Let every mouth be silenced. Let every enemy confess. Because what God just did in your favor will shake every dimension. They had 30 minutes. They used them in wickedness. God used 1 second and brought them all down. God says, now that the storm has passed, watch the clouds clear like they were never there. The same people who tried to remove you will now pretend nothing happened. They will smile like they didn't plot. They will speak calmly like they didn't raise a weapon in silence. But heaven keeps records beyond memory. What they erased from emails, what they deleted from chats, what they burned from paper, none of it is gone in God's court. Justice doesn't sleep, and truth doesn't vanish when exposed to light. You are now walking into a season where every secret is becoming public. Not your secrets, but theirs. What they said in private is being broadcast to people who once respected them. The same mouths that mocked you are now swallowing guilt. Their phone calls will no longer be returned. Your allies will disappear. Because everyone around them will feel it, the shame, the fear, the divine heat growing under their feet. Type amen to get blessing 232,323. You will not even need to explain. God will do that for you. The people who doubted you, who stood aside when you were being falsely accused, they will now come to you and say, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And you won't even need to respond. Because your peace will speak for you. Your glow will speak for you. Your new position will speak louder than anything you could say. One of your enemies will try to move away. Another will suddenly fall ill from stress. Another will confess in pieces not because they care, but because they think confession will reduce their consequence. But God has seen the full movie. And every actor in this betrayal is being judged not by you but by truth itself. Type amen to get blessing 131,313. You have been pulled out of a trap that was more dangerous than you thought. If it had gone through, your name could have been ruined legally, your spirit crushed emotionally, and your reputation destroyed socially. But none of that happened. because your name belongs to God, because your presence is sealed, because your journey has divine insurance. And now, God is elevating you to a level where their hands can't reach you. They may try again, but they'll only find silence, fire, and doors slammed shut. Even your enemies will hear of your next breakthrough and know deep inside they failed. They were too late. They came against the wrong soul. Type Amen to get blessing 141,414. This betrayal will go down in spiritual records as the turning point of your destiny. This is when heaven placed a crown on your head while your enemies tried to place chains on your hands. Every night you cried in confusion is now a prophecy fulfilled. Every tear you held back is now a banner over your head. Your weeping turned into winning. Don't look back. Don't wait for an apology. What's behind you is a grave for everything they tried to bury you in. But you're not in the grave, you're in the garden now. Something greater is being planted in this new season. You will be rewarded not just spiritually, but publicly, financially, emotionally. Type Amen to get blessing 151,515. There's a sudden opportunity coming. A person of authority will mention your name. Not because you ask, but because your name is now echoing in favor-filled halls. They'll say, I don't know what it is about them, but I feel peace when their name is mentioned. That's not coincidence, that's divine setup. Heaven is moving ahead of you again. The document that was once filled with lies is now in a trash bin. The place that received the fake file is now marked for legal review. And the ones who held your name with dirty hands now wash their own hands to escape judgment. But it's too late for them. And it's just beginning for you. Type Amen to get blessing 161,616. Watch your inbox. Watch your calls. There's a message coming that says everything they took is returning. An account will be credited. A contract will be reinstated. A door will be reopened. And when it happens, you'll realize it wasn't just survival. It was restoration. It wasn't just protection. It was promotion. The person who almost ruined you will hear your name in their sleep. Not from fear of you, but fear of what they did to one of God's anointed. They thought it was business, but it was war. They thought it was harmless, but it was sacred. And now they are answering to God's timeline. Type Amen to get blessing 171,717. Heaven is writing a new chapter in your book now. The last chapter was betrayal, silence, and pain. But this one begins with restoration, joy, and divine favor. You've unlocked something unshakable. You are not who you were before this attack. You are wiser, brighter, stronger, louder in the spirit. They took your name and tried to trade it like currency. But God returned your name with gold on it. You are walking into rooms now where only truth can enter. No more lies. No more fakes. No more snakes. You will wake up with peace. You will walk with power. You will speak with authority. And you will sleep deeply because your soul is finally at rest. Type Amen to get blessing 181,818. Let them say, we tried everything and still failed. Let them wonder how you knew.